శ్రావణ్ కుమార్ గారు.
Hi sir. Hi Rajkumar here.
Hello, Mr. Shravan. Good morning.
Hi, hi ma'am. Good
నేను
morning.
లలిత
Good morning.
భాస్కర్ మేడం. యా
Yeah. Sir.
బాగున్నారా?
బాగున్నాను మేడం. బాగున్నాను. Thank you
థ్యాంక్స్
so
అమ్మా.
much.
థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ accepting within a very short notice.
No. It's my pleasure, ma'am. If I am free, definitely at any time I want to just jump in and like want to do
Yeah.
as much as.
Yeah. I think Rajkumar sir will be taking over the sessions now. I mean, taking over the dais now. I think
Okay.
he is also online.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Dr. Rajkumar?
Madam,
వాయిస్ ఇప్పుడే వినమాట. యా
is it audible?
యా నౌ ఇట్ ఇస్ ఆడిబుల్. యా
Shravan garu.
Yes, sir.
So just please check your screen sharing options. So then we will start.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, it is visible. Good.
Okay, sir. Okay.
సార్ వాయిస్ వినపట్లేదు.
Good morning, Bhaskari madam.
నమస్తే రాజ్కుమార్ సార్, గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
Good morning.
స్టార్ట్ అవ్వలేదా?
Not yet started, madam. Just wait for
Okay.
2 minutes.
యా ఓకే సార్, ఓకే. వచ్చేస్తా. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
So please switch on your cameras. I will start within 2 minutes. So please switch on your camera.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I thought like once the session start. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
సో రాజ్ కుమార్ గారు,
Ma'am.
with your permission and and Kunjum gar's permission, can I just interact with Shravan for a few minutes?
Yeah.
Shravan, I think
Yes,
you
ma'am.
are a very proud alumnus of namaste, proud alumnus of a department, and
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
this is on behalf of my IQAC.
Okay, ma'am.
You know, I'm the coordinator of IQAC.
Yes.
I just wanted to tell you that Andhra University is prospering, or it is making many developments under the visionary leadership of our Vice Chancellor, Professor Prasad Reddy garu.
Yes.
And you might be knowing that Professor Prasad Reddy sir is our senior professor in the department, and
Yes.
our principal, Professor Peri Srinivas Rao garu. Under their dynamic leadership, I just wanted to tell you that we had they have started incubation center.
Wow. Awesome.
Okay. Yes, we have incubation center, and they have recently started IPR chair. IPR
Okay.
chair. They have appointed an chair professor, IPR chair professor, and this time, earlier also we used to patent. Many of our faculty members, they used to patent, but this time it has been routed through Andhra University, and we have, for this particular year 2021, we have 18 patents. 4 have been granted and 14 have been published. And from our department also, we have 4 patents, like Professor Valli Kumari garu, Professor Prasad
Awesome.
Reddy
Yes.
sir, he himself has 2 copyrights and 3 patents. And Dr. Jhansi, Dr. Kunjam garu, Dr. Mary Saujanya, Dr. Satyanand Reddy garu, and myself, we have each patent. And that is, and recently, I think you have seen in the newspapers also, Andhra University has commercialized its first patent
Awesome. Yes.
in the area of biotechnology. And this is for the information of all the participants also, because majority of them are students. So I just wanted to share this news with you as well as to my students also. And
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, all.
That is what. So now I think this information is sufficient. And Rajkumar garu, Dr. Rajkumar.
Sir.
Am I audible?
Good morning, all.
Yeah. Now you take over, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the webinar series on job opportunities for computer science students. We have Professor Peri Srinivasarao Garu, Principal, AUCE. Professor Kunjam Nageswara Garu, Head of the Department, Computer Science and Systems Engineering. Professor S. Vijayanandarao Garu, Head of the Department, Information Technology and Computer Applications, and other faculty members and registered participants. Today's speaker is Mr. Shravan Kumar, working as a data engineer in Cinity. He was our alumni. He was an entrepreneur and floated a startup company. He was a motivational speaker and prepared the students to face interviews. He was a part of the organizing the world champions for magical skills. So with this brief introduction, I request Mr. Shravan Kumar to deliver the lecture on job opportunity for computer science students.
Thank you so much, sir, for your introduction. I just want to confirm, like, okay, you do like this. My sessions are almost like more of interactive. So I need so all the professors also want me like they should behave like a student. So what I like, if my audio is clear, do like this. If my video is also do like this. Okay, if both are clear, we can start it. I hope both are clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. As sir mentioned, I just want to introduce myself in more detail. Why you are spending time continue for next 1 hour, and I just want to share my screen and show what I have done. Okay, let me share my screen. Hope you can see my screen, right? Sir, can you please confirm it?
Visual.
Yes. Okay, so my name is Shravan Kumar, and I am working as a data engineer in a company called Cinity. So what we do exactly, we do the data migration, governance of a data and all. So we are going to talk about that one. And along with me, I actually take motivation sessions and all to improve the quality of life of students or in terms of corporate trainings and all. And I'm also a memory trainer. So I train people so the biggest challenge of today's world is like we have lack of attention. So generally I train people on the motivational stuff also, and there is something called mentalism where which is a kind of magic. This is my hobby where I started, and psychological reading, thought influencing and all. So this is one thing. And I got an opportunity to work with the great people in the industry. Like, so this person is actually my CEO of a company. His name is Kevin Campbell. And whenever he frequently travels to India and all, whenever he comes to India, we get an opportunity to interact and like, what is the thought process of a CEO? And he's vice president, okay, of his name is Shiju, and the director Smita, Anish. So these are the very big guys in the industry, and I got an opportunity to interact and learn from them uh, what kind of strategies they use to grow the companies and all. So this might be helpful for those people, not only in terms of job, but who wants to grow as a entrepreneur. Okay, so what kind of ideas, but most of them, we 80% to 90% today in the session we talk about the job opportunities, how the current market is for computer science and students and all. So, and I actually train the trainers. So as I cannot train each and every person, so there is something called Impact Foundation, so most of the people might know here. So I was also a part of train the trainer. So I got an opportunity to train this trainer so that they can go to rural places, and also in terms of developing the more quality of student. That is where India is lacking about. Okay, so and I also the part of like World Memory Championship. I will talk about this one where we can this year, like in the December 18, 19, 20. So it should happen in the London, but due to this COVID and all the Indians gathered in India, so all the top brains and all. So what happens exactly in World Memory Championship? So there will be a question paper like as our question paper. So there will be a numbers like 1,000 to 1,500 numbers will be there, and these memory athletes similar to Olympic, like the runners or javelin throw or whatever football or something, this kind of sport similarly. So they will have a huge set of numbers. They can remember 1300 1400 numbers in 30 minutes, and they can recall and write it down there. And similarly, playing cards, and there will be 10 events, so that is a big that is a different story. I don't want to get into that one. So I got a opportunity to organize and host that event in Hyderabad. Okay, so this is one event we had conducted during this one, and this is where we also promoting the memory sport in a bigger way. Okay, so and I do the charity events, and I want to go to I go to these orphanages and all, where during this tough time people are having a very tough time in terms of food and job opportunities and all. So as I cannot help everybody in terms of financially, this kind of seminars may be like the knowledge what I gained over the years, like over the 6 years, this might help you to grow you as a better person, or it might help you to land up in a better job. So this is my purpose of having this session. So who wants to have a career growth, or like how to proceed if you are having a lack of direction where to go? So this session will help you how to channelize your energy and how to go in a right direction. Okay, so let's get started. So so okay, so for suppose I just want to ask, like, who wants to get a good job, who want to have a very good job? Okay, maybe let me stop sharing. Who wants to okay, there are so many students, like nearly 80 students are there. So who wants to get, like, can you raise your hand, who wants to have a good job? Wants to have a good job. Okay, Venkat Raman. Okay, Hindu. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, okay, awesome, awesome. See, when you want to aim for a good job, okay, how many people want to create a job? So I want to create a job for some other people. So how many people want to have that one? Having a good job is different and creating a good job is different, right? Okay, so but you need to understand the market. Okay, you need to understand what's exactly is happening in the market. Okay, what is the demand and supply, which kind of jobs have more in demand, or if you are in like third year or fourth year or in MTech, you have to look 10 years down the line. What are the technologies are going to happen which will change the world? Okay, so now initially we'll talk about the basics of uh, basics of job, and if you want to get like, and most of the people might know, so there are four kinds of uh, rounds. So generally most of the companies are having this one, very good companies are having this kind of rounds. So aptitude and logical reasoning. Okay, so this all you know, but I'm just wanted to have a heads up. So aptitude and logical. So what happens, we actually filter out 75 to 80% of people in this round. Okay, so that is the reason I want, even though if you are very technically strong, yes, I agree, but so companies like Infosys, or like I also worked in Infosys. So when I from a college, like I in 2016 I was with the Infosys and all. So Infosys or Wipro or Accenture, these companies are like MNC, but mostly they do the support jobs, but there are also developing, but 80-70% are of support and like consulting based, and 20% or 10% is a development. Okay, so as we discussed, so aptitude round will have a, okay, quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning and verbal reasoning. Okay, so you have to master these things, because if there are 200 people or 500 people, if companies like Infosys and all, they'll get a lot of opportunities. They keep the criteria as 60%. Okay, so mandatory, you should get 65%, sometimes 60%, some companies 65%, some companies 70%. So you need to make sure, so don't neglect your studies. The percentage is sometimes very very crucial. So there were times like our HRs has to like they had to ignore the people where with 59.6% also. Sometimes people made okay, sir, like only 0.54%. So they don't have any this kind of like okay, helping nature and all, because they look for their business, you look for your life, ultimately they win. Okay, so when we talk about quantitative aptitude, you have to look at these chapters. Okay, I'm not getting into these details because it will become a longer session. So you can talk about like profit and loss, probability, speed and distance, simple and compound interest, this kind of things you can have a look. So please google it, like I'm just giving an idea, but you can google it in terms of like what are the like aptitude questions for companies and all. You can just dig deep into this one. And logical reasoning, like syllogism, blood relation, statement and arguments, coding and decoding, series missing, odd one out. So these are like some other logical reasoning. And also the verbal reasoning, as we know communication is very important, like in terms of sentence correction and all, critical the this is more of a English language and all, where you have to master this one. Okay, so these are the 3 rounds generally. Okay, I just want to have in detail. So quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning and verbal reasoning. Okay, so whoever is in the 3rd year or 4th year, you have to spend lot of time, as this is the first round. Most of these companies, MNCs, they filter out in this process. So like later point of time, don't realize that okay, why I didn't prepare for this one, I should have prepared more, or like on this one. Okay, once you complete this round, you are like 70% done, 70% through, you are good to go. Okay, so the next most of the companies are having is like group discussion. Okay, so group discussion, of course, why group discussions are very important, because uh, in the in the consulting area, or in terms of like multinational corporations, they mostly look about the communication skills. So you have to deal with the clients from all across the world. So I almost dealt with 8 countries people. So I worked with Chinese, Japanese, Romanians, Mexicans, and then Germans. Okay, and UAE clients, they are tough to handle. UAE is very very tough to handle. I went to Philippines. I've been to Philippines for a couple of times and all. I've been to Thailand and like Hong Kong. I traveled multiple countries, and in May I'm going to Abu Dhabi for a project, but for a shorter period of time. And I also deal the trainings and all, client trainings and all. So when we look at this one, group discussion, a lot of things happens over a group discussion. Okay, so when we talk about these discussions, like uh, getting the proper requirements, understanding the requirements, how you deal these customers and all. But so to have that kind of things, companies will give a topics like, okay, sorry, so like this kind of questions, like India is ready to have a digital and all. What about the social media? How to, whatever the real problems right now is world is facing or India is facing, so they might ask this kind of questions. So you can just google it, like what kind of generally questions will ask in the group discussions. And how you can improve in terms of that one, how you can practice and all. So you can have a look at this one. Okay, so the 3rd round is going to be the technical round. Here there are like lot of things will come into play, but generally the most of the multinational corporations, they want to have like, basically in terms of, generally we ask for a C, C, Java, Python and all, right? And SQL. So database language is very very important. In terms of SQL is very very important, and Python is very important. So along with this one, what kind of job opportunities exactly people are? So right now I filtered out to 4 very very important regions where market is very hot. Okay, if you have this kind of skill sets, you can blast the market. Okay, they will run for you. See, my purpose of this meeting is, you should not run for job, they should run for you. This is the ultimate pro. Okay, please give me job, please give me the job. After, this is not going to happen. We should be in demand. Okay, you can ask very good salary. Okay, there are like companies like Amazon and Flipkart and this Google, Microsoft, they are ready to pay 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs. Why they are paying? Okay, because the skilled people are less, the cream layer, these are the cream layer. Okay, so they are ready to pay whatever the money they want. And then the second tier kind of like companies like Qualcomm, there are like Value Labs, so many companies. Okay, so this will pay very good salary, decent salaries and all. So where you can at least hit this kind of areas with, if you have this kind of techno. Okay, so programming languages, so if you want to have a anything in terms of website design. Okay, so now most of the people are so why these jobs are coming, why the market is high, to tell you. So most of the people are working from home, right? Or like most of the classes are happening uh, from online, like most of them are happening online. So if you think about this job, zoom zoom is, nobody knows Zoom before 5 years, 4 years, but Zoom is making millions of dollars. Why it is happening? Because they solved a problem, or now we are in the Google Meet. Okay, so why this kind of technologies are happening? Because okay, if everything stopped, what kind of, like, these have developed a very long time, but what is the challenge? So you have to focus on the challenge. What kind of like website? Ma'am, can somebody is in, can go to mute? Like, okay. So, so website development. So most of the people are coming to a website designing and all. So website designing, everybody wants to create their websites and all. Then machine learning. So machine learning is going to be the biggest area. Most of the jobs are there. Okay, in 1995, I want to tell a story where when computers came like computers came before that, but when computers are like in 85s 90s and all, people thought, okay, everything is able to do the calculations, okay, most of the work, and people lost their jobs because of that one. Okay, and now again people are saying, once this machine learning and artificial intelligence comes into a picture, people lose their job. Of course they lose their job, but who will lose their job? People who don't have the skills, people who are doing the repetitive task each and every day, they are going to lose their jobs. So what are the repetitive jobs? For suppose, um, sometimes in a factories they used to do the same process like assembling, packaging. Okay, and they might there where the manual work involved, but it is in repetition process, robots have involved. Okay, so to have a that kind of logic, who are writing? Our computer science guys are writing the codes, whether it might be a depending upon the machine. Okay, Python, Java, Ruby, C++, depending upon that, we have to code according to, for suppose Samsung camera is there. Okay, so why camera is working, how camera is working, you have to write the functionality of that one. So now you dig deep into this one, what I'm doing every day. Okay, why when I click this one, what's happening exactly? So what kind of code is happening? For suppose Facebook, Instagram, or for suppose the same things, some website, you are booking a flight tickets. So when you keep the same ticket, like I'm going from Vizag to Vizag, it will throw error. That kind of validation logics. And uh, departure day, boarding date and departure day. Okay, departure and arrival should not be like on the same time, right? You cannot book this on the same date. Or departure day is one day, and arrival day is before that one. Okay, you cannot book a ticket of 15. So this kind of logics people have to write. Okay, so you need to think in terms of logical way. So that is the also reason why they conduct the aptitude on logical. Okay, how this person is able to think in terms of logically. So website designing and all, so you should learn Python. So if you ask me, Java or Python in terms of apps, websites, or like so many things. This is a kind of logics and all. Depending upon if you want to have a website designing, you can just go to Java and all, learn the core and advanced of Java, all these things and all. So similarly, Python you can learn and all. So next one is data science. So similarly, data science, data is a huge area. So as I am a data engineer, So what I do, we help the companies like Tata Motors or like big automobile industries. So what we do, okay, exactly what I want to tell you is like, first suppose if you go to a kirana store near to your home, okay, so what this guy or a pharma, so go to a small pharmaceutical shop, so what they do, okay, paracetamol, this many they bought, and then sarid, whatever I don't know about these things, okay, so this kind of medicines they will track down, they will write down in a notes, sorry, so this kind of notes they will write it. But imagine if you go to a companies like DMart, what happens, we are the becomes customer. So I go and buy a soaps, if I go and buy a like lace packet or a cool drink, what I become for a DMart, I become a customer for DMart, okay. Then what they are buying, so they are not manufacturing the lace packet or in terms of soaps and all, so what they are doing, they are procuring from some vendor. So these are the materials they are procuring from vendors. And what happens, ultimately the purpose of business is like profit and loss. So this kind of structure they keep it in a system, so that is generally we deal with the SAP system that are called ERP systems. So SAP might be heard like, as a fresher it's very difficult to get into SAP because they deal more of like interaction with the business understanding and all. You can also learn SAP ERP systems like material management and sales and distribution, customer master, like, okay, how the business acts, logistics. So consider if you order from a Flipkart or Amazon, what kind of process happens and all. So similarly DMart, they don't write down, right, they will die if they write down a paper like, okay, Shravan is a customer, okay, Lalita Bhaskari ma'am is a customer, so they can't write it, so they will track everything in a system. So those are called ERP system. And who are developing those things, then again technical people are there, again functional people are there, it's a huge area. So data is going to be the oil, like very very crucial. So you can, in data area there are a lot of opportunities in terms of, you need to learn the statistics if you want to become a data science, and then data analytics, data migration. I mainly deal with the data migration. So we take the data from old system, because if you talk about like SBI or in terms of HDFC in 2004 or 3, it's like you want to upgrade your phone, right? So similarly they want to upgrade their system, so when they upgrade their system they move this old data into a new system. So that's where we pitch in, we clean their data, we'll load their data. So similarly, having a good logics of SQL knowledge. So Python generally I don't use, but we use in terms of ETL tools. SQL knowledge is very important, but as a computer science student you should have a very good knowledge on any of the programming language. So that depends on your interest, whether you will be very good at Java, that is completely your wish, Python, that's completely your wish, okay, or okay, these are the programming languages, front end and back end should have a SQL knowledge, MS SQL or like MySQL and all. So please, at whatever you class you are, whether you are second year, third year or fourth year, if you want to get into this, if you want to land up in a very good job, you need to have a professional in the programming languages, okay. So the next one is digital marketing, okay. So where like Google, what happens, it runs on a search engine optimization. If you type something, you see, okay, who will write this one, or this search engine optimizers, okay, they write this one, content writing. Content is going to be the huge demand, okay, how to write content, how to develop the content, okay. You should not be a copy content, okay. So you cannot copy from somewhere and paste it, because there are like millions of dollars involved in this one also. Then social media marketing, how you can market your product in the social media, what are the kind of strategies and all. And cyber security, this is a huge area, this is also a huge area, like because now we are in living in a generation where cyber security is more important than the physical security. the links what we are clicking. Okay, so and what kind of firewalls or protection, how to protect and all. But as a students, please, as I'm feeling like you are brothers and sisters, don't accept unnecessary friends from the Facebook and all, Instagram. Don't involve in the unnecessary chatting with those people. Okay, there are so many scams involved, especially in the OLX and Facebook or Instagram. Facebook, what happened, some random person will send you like some, okay, wrong videos and all, you might tempt and all, or wrong friendship with the people. So please make sure you not involved in those kind of activities. Don't involve some person if you don't know that person. Okay, if you accept it, it's okay, but don't understand those person. Okay, don't give in terms of money oriented or in terms of unnecessary chats or meetings and all. So make sure you are properly aligned. As a student level I'm talking, but if you are in terms of coming into corporate and all, you should understand what are the problems involved. Okay, where people are getting scammed. Some people, like, just click the unnecessary one, you win 70,000 rupees, or you win 1 lakh dollars. We get this kind of messages in email, like we get this kind of messages, right, almost every day. Why? Who will give? Just think practically, who will give 50,000 or 1 lakh? Sometimes I do get like Toyota car and 70 lakhs and all. Who will give? Nobody will give. If you want to earn money, you should work hard, or you should work. So you can become smart by working hard. You can go to a level area where you will become smart. That comes with the experience, that comes with the practice. Okay, so techniques, even if you talk about like any sport, okay, or football or cricket or Virat Kohli. Why Virat Kohli is the epitome of cricket? There was a connection. So why we respect, why Virat Kohli and all, these are the epitome of this field. So you have to take one field and you should get on top of that one. Why Sundar Pichai is getting like 2000 crores? Okay, what they are doing, they have the same time of what we have, but why they are getting paid? What kind of decisions they are involving, what kind of ideas they are coming up with, which will actually impact the world, right? So you have to think in that area. What are the biggest problems right now world is facing? How can I solve this problem? What kind of technologies I need to learn so that I can solve this problem? Okay, so in terms of cyber security, or in terms of digital marketing, data science, or whatever may be, you have to understand. If you want to become an entrepreneur also, you have to think in terms of like what are the challenges people are facing. So I'm more of into, like, not in terms of startup world. Like, I wanted to start up something where what can how I can help the students. How in terms of memory, so for school students and college students I'm focusing on memory, and for the people like third year, fourth year and second year, how they can be upskilled to get a better job, I want to help in that area. And people who are in the corporates, how they can manage the stress. So yesterday I gave a seminar like for AICT and all, Padma ma'am helped me. So I gave a seminar on the stress management, right? How they can cope up with them. And if I go to a bigger level, leadership is the biggest. So my area is in terms of trainings and all. I identified this is the biggest challenge, because when I was working in Bangalore, uh, I have seen a lot of people have a job issues. Don't tell there is no job opportunities. I'm saying you because I'm involved in this one. I'm also involved in the recruitment process. Please never say there are lack of jobs. There are lack of skilled people. If you have skills, you can rock the market. If you have whatever the, like, you have to find your favorite area, because I cannot say you should learn this one, you should learn this one. But Python and SQL are the basic, should learn. But after that, you can learn anything based on your interest. Okay, you can go to cyber security. So my friend is working in cyber security in Amazon Seattle. Okay, so when I was in Bangalore, I realized there were a lot of people who pay so much after college. Also, they go to training institutes and all. So they realize at the end of fourth year, after they are jobless for 2 years, and they realize, okay, they will pay 20,000, 30,000 to learn from somebody, and they say like, we will give you the jobs. And sometimes what happens, after wasting 2 to 3 years, they want to keep a fake certificate. Okay, they may keep Java. Okay, 3 months of Java certificate and all, they may keep it, and they want to keep 3 years of experience. Array, understand this one. You can't you can't grow like that in an organization. You may get a job, but you cannot perform. Getting job is different. Performing in a job is a different role. See, I may give an opportunity to represent India. You can I will maybe, if you get an opportunity to work with Rohit Sharma, or like, you can get it. But how many people are utilizing that opportunity, playing consistently? This is also happens. You have to be consistent, you have to show the results in a corporate. Okay, if you, in the, this is the job market. And startup work, you can't start up something if you have no idea, you, without understanding the problem, what is the exact problem and all. So you can start your business, but try to understand, work for 7 8 years, 5 years at least, to understand the job market, how the sales happens, how the marketing happens, how the operations happens. Everything you have, like, that is what, when I was in Philippines, like, I understand how the business thinks, how the business process will think, how the sales happens, how the pre-sales happens. Okay, so if you want to get into that, to be entrepreneurial journey, why 90% of the startups are failing? Because they don't have the basics, very strong fundamentals. You have a idea, you can just do a startup. It's not a big deal. Starting a startup is not a big deal, but maintaining that one and making it as a unicorn and bringing it to a bigger and bigger stage is the difficult thing. Nobody has believed that, like, Google, Amazon will become a Apple will become a 3 trillion company. Nobody has understood, right? They started in a garage. People think like, I need to have a fancy office, I need to, no, you need not to have, but you need to have a understanding of the problems, understand the, try to find the solution for the problem. Then only you can become successful in this one. And I have a different thing in terms of spiritual. If I talk about the success and all, it will be a different story. But what I request you is, like, skills are very important at this age. When you are in 20s 30s initial, okay, you should focus on your skills. Either if somebody is in 55 years age, 60 years, you love what you should do what you love. Okay, that's where you get happiness, that's where you don't feel stress. Elon Musk never says he's like, I'm stressed out. He never says. We are struggling to do a job for 9 to 8 job, 9 to 6 job, but Elon Musk is doing, he's sending rockets, he is working on hyperloop, how I can make it. Tesla is working on it, electric cars is working, and he is working on some other thing called Neuralinks. Because as a people, we are dealing with we are not able to do small calculations, our memories are decreasing. That's where I found this as the biggest problems, and I involved in this one. I want to train more people in this one. In terms of job opportunities and all. So, and once you have done this one, like HR round, as you know, right? Mindset, character, and all. So this is again a big area where you have to grow in terms of personally. So sometimes we see people, they have very good communication skills, technical skills, but their attitude is very wrong. So they can't work with the people. You cannot build a great company, or like you can't sustain if you have to work with the people. It's not like an exam. You read it, you write it, the exam, you can pass. But when you want to survive in this corporate, or if you want to survive in the other job markets, you have to dependent, your work is dependent on some person, other work is dependent on you, and you have to collaborate as a teams. Team building is very important. So you have to work in terms of teams, and your attitude, the hardworking nature, your passion, everything is involved. So to conclude this one, if you want to have a good engineer outside, you should have a very good command on any of the programming. Okay, let me stop my screen share. uh, okay, so you should have a very good knowledge on in terms of any of the programming languages like Python, SQL, okay, database and all. Then only you can actually crack any of the interviews. And but apart from side, as I mentioned, so you should have a very good skills on the aptitude, logical, uh, and all. Yeah, I will answer those questions. So these are like, I hope like I explained in terms of basics understanding. Yeah, so if there are any questions, I will take some questions, 3 to 5 questions. So you can unmute and ask any of the questions. I'm happy to answer those questions. Somebody raised a hand, wanted to ask something. Hello? Don't want to ask questions? Uh, okay. So anytime you can connect to me, but meanwhile, if somebody comes with questions, so I will provide my details. So up, you can message me instead of call, because sometimes I will be like in this kind of sessions, so I cannot pick the calls. I'm getting calls also. So you can message me whenever I have some free time. I will contact you. Like so Sean Kumar. So you can WhatsApp me. I'm happy to help you. And then along with me, you can find me in. So this is my, like in Instagram, or like in Facebook also. It's like Shravan Kumar Varanasi. If you find anywhere, maybe if you find me, I because there are. Okay, sorry. Shravan Kumar Varanasi. So I'm not from Varanasi, but my surname is Varanasi. Okay, don't ask. So yeah, so you can reach out to me. If further, I'm also trying to create more awareness, because we actually need, if you guys are, if you are BTech final year, okay, or in third year, so uh, okay, wait a second, let it be. So
Shravan,
yeah, yeah, yes sir, yes sir.
finished the I have.
Yeah, finish sir. Like if there are any questions, I would like to take from
Okay,
the
students,
students.
please ask your doubts because the speaker wants interactive session.
మేబీ తెలుగులో అడగాలన్నా మోస్ట్లీ మన వాళ్ళే
Yeah,
కాబట్టి యా యూ
language
కెన్
is
ఆస్క్.
not a barrier. You can ask any language.
Yeah. See guys, like if you are in the third year or fourth year, okay, even my company wants to hire some people, but 2021 pass out వాళ్ళకి మేము చేసాము. And I was also in the process of recruitment. I track people. Sometimes I told them like previous ga technical interviews తీసుకునేటప్పుడు then I realized anamata, like I was in interviews panel, okay, and the answers they give, sometimes I forget my my knowledge, okay, sometimes I forget what I learned. That kind of answers people are giving, you know, most of the professors can relate, because what kind of answers you give in the viva, right? So please, as I mentioned, these are the languages where you can focus on it and where you can actually improve your career. And we also come up with whenever there is openings, I will definitely inform to our team members, so that people can, so there is one door open for you, at least one door. And once you have that kind of skills, you have, like, you can go hit the market. People are ready to pay you good salaries if you have a the required skill set. So having a right skill set, attitude, mindset, communication skill, everything is very important, okay. So that is from my side, okay. So if you have any questions, we'll take any questions from any person. And I want to appreciate all the professors who are here, uh, I'm so happy that you attended this session also along with the students. And thanks for conducting this kind of seminars. uh, and I want to appreciate, and a big round of applause to each and every person who is in this call. Yeah, any questions, I'm happy to answer. If you want to ask in Telugu, Telugulo kuda adugu. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Shravan,
Yes, ma'am.
if at all you're interested for hiring, no, I'll share
ma'am.
you a placement officer's number.
Yes,
You
yes,
can
ma'am.
just contact him and you can proceed further if it
Yes,
is
ma'am.
okay for you.
So yeah. So what we మా వాళ్ళు ఏం
Otherwise,
చేస్తున్నారంటే, yes, yes. So
Professor Peri Srinivasrao sir is also okay.
sure ma'am, sure. That is the reason I sent you actually. మా కంపెనీలో ఓపెనింగ్ ఉన్నప్పుడు మీకు వాట్సాప్ లో మెసేజ్ కూడా పెట్టా. Maybe
అవునా,
you
నేను రాత్రి చూసాను నేను అది.
okay, it's okay. So yeah, we'll go forward, and that is the reason I'm saying. So if the people are having skill set, because ours is a very like less number of people, because we work only on the data side. So our company, entire world, like US, Singapore, Sydney, everything, we have only 1500 people. We do work on the limited set of people, but and so next 2022 pass out అయిన వాళ్ళకి ఖచ్చితంగా whatever the I can do, I will come to Vizag also and want to interact with the students, and I will try to do as much as I can for the our students.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And I will also interact whenever there are any opportunities in LinkedIn and all. So you please guys connect in LinkedIn, like the same name, so that you will understand what kind of jobs are in the market and all. You can also do your research, so that these people like Lalita Bhaskar, they are so passionate, okay, for you. They are putting so much of time, energy and all. They want to bring people like us and all other people. Why they are conducting for you? So what you need from your side is like having a dedication to learn something, okay. We are there to help you if you have proper skill set. That is what I'm saying. When I was in Bangalore, people ask me, Shravan, can you help me in terms of jobs, help me in the job? But what happens, I can get and make you sit in front of HR. But if you don't have that skill set, what anybody can do? There are no mercies here. Everybody finally they want money. You want money, you are working for money, they are also want profits. So that is the reason, okay. So yeah, any questions and all, happy to answer. Will, and as I already given my numbers and all, where you can interact with me, ask questions and all. Maybe I will try to involve some more people from US and my friends from Bangalore and all other people, where they can also, we can conduct some programs, like if you are personally come and all, we'll try to do that one also for the, for those people who reaches me out. Okay. Yeah, నేనే మాట్లాడుతున్నా. I want to have interaction.
Please ask some questions.
Either everything is bounce or everything is like understand. ఓకే 90 పీపుల్ ఉన్నారు ఆల్మోస్ట్ ప్రొఫెసర్స్ కాకుండా స్టూడెంట్స్. సో
Excuse me, sir.
పొద్దున్న ఎస్ ఎస్
Is there any specific courses for freshers?
సారీ స్పెసిఫిక్ కోర్సెస్. ఓకే కెన్ యూ రిపీట్ యువర్ క్వశ్చన్? హలో Pushpa, I think you asked the question, right? Can you repeat
Pushpa,
it?
unmute and speak. Pushpa.
Courses for beginners, okay.
So she typed the courses for
Yeah.
beginners.
Yeah. Okay. So Pushpa, you can reach out to me. I will guide you in terms of more detail. As I mentioned, right, Python, SQL and all. Courses ante pratyekanga there are so many courses in YouTube only, but others like somewhat expensive outside, and you can reach out to any people, like you can learn or own and take help or read some books. Okay, SQL, there are so many documents and all, you have to practice it. But if you need any help, like any hand holding and all, so if you can't do a self learning and all, either you can reach out to me. I will try to find some people, but it comes with a cost. Okay, so but a reasonable cost, I will talk to them and all, try to conduct some seminars and some courses, like more of, see, the problem, having a knowledge is different, having a hands on experience is different, right? So సమ్టైమ్స్ లైక్ సీక్వెల్లో ఉండి డిడిఎల్ కమాండ్స్, డిఎంఎల్ కమాండ్స్, నేను ఇంటర్వ్యూ చేసేటప్పుడు డిడిఎల్ కమాండ్స్, డిఎంఎల్ కమాండ్స్, దట్ ద బేసిక్. సమ్టైమ్స్ ఐ ఆస్క్, దే కమ్ అప్ విత్ ఆన్సర్స్ లైక్ నేను రియలైజ్ అవుతాను, అరే డిడిఎంఎల్, అరే నేనేంటరా అని చెప్పి నేను చెక్ చేసుకోవాల్సి వస్తుంది. సో యూ కెన్ లెర్న్ ఇన్ అ ఫన్నీ వే టు రిమెంబర్ దోస్ థింగ్స్. దాట్స్ వేర్ ఐ జనరలీ టీచ్ ఇన్ ద మెమరీ స్టఫ్స్ అండ్ ఆల్. But what kind of interview questions and all, basically you can start with the theoretical questions, then later point of time hands on experience will give you a more dominant in the market. So నువ్వు ప్రాక్టీస్ కూడా చేయాలి. ఓన్లీ కోర్సెస్ వినేసి వదిలేస్తే you will forget. So I am trying to bring on like hands on courses and all, so where you can practice. I will tell to you, but I will, depending upon your budget and also, and you can learn your own, because I'm already occupied with so many stuffs in terms of my office work and all, but I'll try to guide some people, okay, so that they are also very busy, so if they want, you can take their help. Okay, you can reach out to me, I will help you. Any more questions? You can chat if you are like, if you don't want to talk, and
Okay, if there is no doubts, I will conclude the session. Students, last chance. Okay, I will conclude the session. So I thank Mr. Shravan for inspiring and encouraging the students with his task. I also thank to Professor Peri Srinivasarao Garu, Principal, AU College of Engineering, and Professor Kunju Nageswarao Garu, Head of the Department Computer Science, and Professor S. Vijayanandara Garu, Head of the Department Information Technology and Computer Applications, and Director Computer Center for their support in conducting this webinar. I thank to Dr. Lalita Bhaskari for arranging and supporting for the webinar, and thank my colleagues and the students for supporting this webinar. Thank you all. And some of the
thank you so much, sir.
Yeah,
They ask like testing or coding. See, testing is simple, generally manual testing and all, then automation testing, Selenium and all. But see, if you think about, guys, like think 20 years down the line, whatever the technology you are learning, right, అది సింపుల్ గా ఉండి నేర్చుకోవటం కాదు. ఓకే, సో విచ్ విల్ గివ్ అ లాంగ్ టర్మ్ కెరియర్. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు థింక్ ఇన్ దాట్ వే. So initially coding is a difficult thing, but if you have a good mentors and all with the right set of people, you can learn it. The logics and all, it comes with a practice. Okay, anybody can learn. But ఒకటికి 2 సార్లు వస్తే ఇంకొకటి 5 సార్లు వస్తుంది. If you learn it, the opportunities are more. Okay, so coding will be a good option. Okay, so okay, with this one I'm concluding and all. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me, where we can build a group and all, community and all, we can do it. And thanks Rajkumar sir for having me and all. Thanks for your time and all these people, Lalita Baskri ma'am and all. Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you all. Yes, sir.